is to be in nature and have your senses attuned to the sense perceptions of nature, and that includes also breathing the air. Everything slows you down, helps you to become still, and so you begin to resonate internally with the stillness that's all around you. Occasionally, of course, thoughts may come into your head. You might look at something, and occasionally the mind may say something. For example, here, the tallest and oldest trees here, and I believe the oldest trees here are close to 1,000 years old. Those trees, many of them are scarred, so they have survived many forest fires. These gigantic trees survive forest fires. In fact, I'm told that they actually need the forest fires, and some of those trees will not drop their seeds until the forest fire has cleared the space around them. It's burnt down all the smaller trees, and then the seeds will fall, and then a new tree will come into being. So this may arise as you walk, you have that thought, and you see it is amazing how these trees have lasted for so long. And then let that thought go. Don't follow it, so that you return your attention to stillness, and thinking again is replaced with awareness. If I use poetic language, I would say that being in nature nourishes the soul. So there is something here that is very healing. But you need to be there. If you're engaged in continuous thinking, then you're not really where you are. If you sit somewhere in nature, you may occasionally want to close your eyes for a few minutes and then just listen to the stillness and be aware of any sounds that may be there. And of course, you're aware of yourself, the presence, the underlying presence that you are. And somehow, the presence that you are aligns itself with that still presence, the energy field that surrounds you. You kind of merge with the energy field of the forest. The boundary between inner and outer, which is created by excessive conceptualization, subsides. And so then you participate, and not only participate in the stillness, you are one with it. And when you then look at the trees, you feel no longer a sense of separation. And it's almost, there goes a little plane, which is fine too. You allow it to be there. It's almost as if when you perceive nature in that way, as if, in this case, it's the forest, it became conscious of itself through you. Because there's no longer a separation between you and it. There is a continuity, a continuum, and I would suggest, and I strongly sense, that nature loves to become aware of itself through you. So we have a continuum of consciousness, and when you look at a tree or touch the tree or become aware of how still these trees are, just deeply rooted in the earth and deeply rooted in being, when you become aware of that, we could say that the tree becomes aware of itself through you. So what you provide, you bring to nature, is the aware dimension and a kind of completion. So we could say that nature needs you and wants you to be aware of it and loves you for it. When the Buddha was teaching 2,500 years ago, he told people to seek out a quiet place in the forest and meditate there. That was an essential part of his teaching. So nature was an essential part of his teaching. And of course, as you know, probably, the story goes that the Buddha sat under a tree when, as the story goes, he awakened spiritually or became enlightened. So his enlightenment is associated with the tree. A tree, don't believe what science tells you. There's more to the tree than that. And you can know that and sense that if you become still enough and give it your attention, looking, almost sensing its stillness. So, but it is a reciprocal movement. It goes both ways. Yes, nature becomes conscious of itself through you, but nature also helps you to realign yourself with stillness.